A lot of people seem to think that spirituality and enlightenment's all about being nice to everyone and, always saying things like love and light and all this other stuff. And essentially what all this stuff is, these are preconceived control mechanisms to enslave your mind. So by thinking that enlightenment's all about being peaceful all the time and never getting angry or never having any passion, by doing this and believing it, you live by it, and therefore you succumb to the confines of living under that type of ideology. So enlightenment is not all about being nice to everyone. And enlightenment does have a lot to do with love, but it also does have a lot to do with destructive energy. Kundalini energy and enlightenment go hand in hand, and as Kundalini creates, it destroys. So Kundalini, if it does successfully rise, if it is aroused to the point where it actually is motivated enough to make the ascent up the spinal column, what happens as the Kundalini moves up the spine is it fixes all of the aberrations in the chakra systems. It destroys and wipes clean all of the negative engrams and programs that are contained within our energetic bodies. So when this happens on the energetic level, the mind is scrubbed. On the physical level, the physical body is cleansed. The blood is enlightened when Kundalini activates. Again, our consciousness undertakes a reprogramming, and I call it a reprogramming because Kundalini forces our consciousness and our body to deprogram all the bullshit that we've accumulated, so that by doing so we can open up the way and reprogram. So there are parts about our psyches, that are parts about ourselves that are hidden within our subconscious minds that would shock you if you knew that you had these things manipulating your conscious thoughts from behind the scene. And that's how the subconscious mind works. That's how subconscious programming works. It programs you on a level that you can't comprehend with your conscious mind. So it sits behind the scenes and manipulates your physical reality here. So Kundalini is like a fire. It destroys and it cleans everything out so that we can rebuild. And Kundalini, when you really do get that energy, that Urayan energy up into the pineal gland, it activates your crest and you get your crown. Activate the outer lenses, the inner parts of the retina of the third eye, etc. When these things happen, you'll be able to see out into the ether and see all of the things that you couldn't see before due to the fact that your optic nerves, your optic lobes, everything about your physical body has been programmed and denourished. Once Kundalini comes back, it nourishes everything. It enlightens the blood vessels. It stimulates the blood. It crystallizes the blood. It enhances the consciousness. It opens the sacred space of the heart. It activates the toroidal field, stimulates and turns on the nimbus, which in turn activates the Merkaba, etc. And when this happens, you will be able to understand with exactitude what I mean when I say that it's bullshit to think that enlightenment is all about peace and love and harmony and being nice to everyone. I hate to tell you, but it isn't. Kundalini is a war weapon, and until you experience it, you won't be able to understand that. So you got a lot of people out here that are leading people wrong. You got a lot of people out here who think that they're activated, and they harbor zero activation. And these are always the same people. These are always the love and light people and the Pleiadian people and, ooh, I'm channeling angels and everything's fine. We're going to manifest our reality, bro. Oh, it's all about the law of attraction, bro. Spirituality, yeah. We're just going to make money, 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 bro. That's what 99% of these new age pawns out here are doing. Using their so-called enlightenment and their freedom to attempt to make millions and just continue to live within this Satan system and try to manifest all the greed and all the bullshit and all the other garbage out here. Not knowing that you're living in an artificial construct. So this is hell. I've said it before and I'll say it again. But the beautiful thing about that is within our physical bodies, we can activate heaven consciousness, and that is called Kundalini consciousness. That is that Merkabic consciousness, that Christ consciousness, that sacred consciousness that was us before we were programmed and turned into this false... essentially, we're a domesticated creature that lives in a false environment. So we've been domesticated, we've been civilized, we've been taken out of our natural environment, we've been put into an artificial environment, laden in cement and all sorts of telephone wires and air pollution and smog, brake dust. There's a myriad of things that we live around that are destroying our health, destroying our minds, etc. So in a sense, the odds are stacked against you is what I'm getting at. You want to get healthy? Well, most people don't want to understand the truth in relation to what it takes to even getting healthy. So the average Joe out here in this matrix, the average, I don't mean to sound rude, but the average sheep kind of consciousness person out here, they're not willing to dig in down into the darkness and peek in, because they're tuned to only, oh, the light, the light. Everyone's seeking the light. No one has the balls to go inward, get silence, and go into the darkness and extract all of the gems and the treasures that are in the darkness. So there are so many things hidden out here that we need to understand to get healthy, but due to the fact that many people don't want to research these things because they're scary or this or that, most people will go the duration of their lives never really understanding just how corrupt this system is. So once you do start studying corruption, once you do start understanding the military-industrial complex, once you do start studying the FDA and the organizations like Monsanto and all the GE, genetic engineering companies, once you start seeing what these establishments and hierarchies have done to this planet and what they continue to do to this planet, maybe you'll be able to get enough masculinity back into your excuse me. What I'm trying to say is, maybe once you're willing to look into the truth and dig in and not, look through everything with your blinders on, maybe when you're ready to look at the truth, you'll be able to develop enough passion in you so that you can get angry. Because it's going to take some anger, I hate to tell you, to motivate people to get out of this system. You can't just, oh my God, everyone just wants to tout this love and light shit, and it's just, we are being attacked here, people, on multiple fronts. Our aura's been completely shut off. Our Merkaba's been completely shut off. We have very minimal amount of movement in the meridian system, in the astral bodies, etc. We have had our consciousness perverted so far. We have fallen so far from grace, it would make your fucking head spin if you knew it. Man. But it's all about love and light. I mean, we're under attack. Love your enemy. That's what these types of people want to tell me. These are these New Age Pleiadian people, all these Arcturian people, and all this other bullshit. I channel angels. It's all good. Earth's heaven. No, it's not. What's currently taking place on Earth right now is not the type of work that you'd see on the resume of a supreme being. No. So it's going to take some anger. I mean, we've become so sterilized, people don't even get passionate anymore. In fact, people like to call people like me who harbor large summations of masculinity and passion, people like to call me an extremist because they're so conditioned by the system that what I bring to the fucking table seems foreign and threatening to their non-threatening programming. So the average male has been turned into a genetically modified weakling who has his hormones all out of balance, who has no activation on the Merkabic levels. The upper aethers are completely shut off, the subtle bodies. The average male and female has no energy moving into their meridian system from the astral plane. In fact, they're haunted on the astral planes, possessed on the astral planes. But it's all about love and light. The same people who want to tell me that I'm angry and that I'm passionate and that I gotta go, I gotta fucking pray to the Arcturians, I gotta pray to the Pleiadians, oh, the angels. These are the same types of people that are possessed on the astral plane, possessed on the astral bodies, have no movement in the meridians. So if you're gonna tell me that your system is what I'm supposed to follow, even though you harbor only a tiny fraction of the power and capacity that I do, you're a fool. No offense. And I'm not trying to sound arrogant, not trying to sound rude or egotistical. I'm simply blowing some steam off. I may or may not even put this on YouTube. But again, the programming is exponential. I've said it before, I'll say it again, because repetition of a message constitutes mental programming. You are being attacked. The water that you're drinking, heavily polluted, filled with mind control agents, hydrofluorosilicic acid, different chloramines, pipe residues, disinfectant byproducts. They found all sorts of parasites, radioactive elements, plutonium in water, all sorts of stuff. So you're drinking that, you're bathing that in that, you're washing your dishes in that, you're cleaning your clothes in that. Not to mention the things that you're cleaning your clothes with leave residues on your clothes after they get out of the dryer, and you put those on, and then the nanotech goes right into your bloodstream, and now you can't think properly. You have had all sorts of genetic engineering done on your brain, your consciousness, your cells, etc. So a big part of my protocol is to clean the cells. People have cells that are stuck together and mutated and excuse me. Sometimes amongst my my rants, I kind of hear myself, and I stimulate some laughter. And laughter is good, let me tell you. So I only have a bar of battery left. It looks like I'm at about 11 minutes, so I'll keep this rant going a little bit longer. A big part of my protocol is, people come to me and ask how to get healthy. The number one thing you start doing is you assess the type of water that you're drinking. So you get off the tap water. Tap water destroys the cells by filling them with low-grade fluids that are filled with pipe residues and all the different constituents I just mentioned. So your cells use water to communicate messages throughout your whole entire cellular structure, throughout your 100 trillion plus cells, excuse me. So you have a network of cells that rely on fluid to send messages throughout your entire physical structure, as well as your astral structure, etc. So if you're putting these low-grade fuels into your system, you are weighing down and overburdening the cells. You are over-encumbering them. You're making them heavy. And this body is supposed to be light like a feather so that you can ascend and walk the higher aethers. But due to the fact that you've been so programmed by your dense life consciousness, all the food that you put in your system, all the heavy fluids, the hard fluids, fluids filled with excess minerals, etc., these things are making you heavy. And in order for you to ascend out of this dimension, you have to be light. Your heart has to be lighter than a feather. So I'm not saying that people who eat junk food, who have good hearts, won't make it to the next realm. That's bullshit. As long as you mean well, you're good. So you got a lot of people out here in this matrix who are doing the wrong thing, but they don't know any better. So they're still following their heart. They're doing what they know is best. So that